Okay, dokes. As promised, I did start at 9:31. Morning, everybody. This is Deirdre from Quick Software. Hope you're all doing very, very well. I had Edwin tell me he's okay. I'm assuming the rest of you are fine as well. Nice to see you again, Sandy. I hope I'm going to give you the answers you're looking for today. You asked quite specific stuff about importing of your bank statements into the full win main. So that's going to be a nice one. Have you tried it before, Sandy?
I have tried it. I remember I tried it about, oh, I'm going to lie to you now, like probably about 2 years ago. And I had Craig help me at the time. And then you know how it goes. You have to do it often to remember. And I think I managed to do it once. And then after that, it was like, okay, no. And then I just kind of left it. So thank you and good morning. And thanks a lot. Yeah,
no, it's a big pleasure. As I say, you were the only one who really asked something specific from me. So I'm not sure. A lot of you are saying recap and quickly give me a refresher and all of that. So I don't know if you want to wait until the very end, Sandy, or if you want me to handle it first. It sounds dreadful, but I want to kind of give you the benefit of the doubt because you were the only one who was like specific. So I don't know. Are you in a rush?
I'd be happy if you wanted to do it first, obviously. Yeah.
Okay.
I've only got up until about 10:45, and then I've got to go anyway. So and maybe the others will get their minds blown.
I think I hope they will. Okay, so guys, I love all of you who said general and recap and anything and nothing specific. I love you. We will get to all of those. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, and maybe we will blow your mind. There's a lovely feature in the full win main module. Now, if your main module does not look like mine does here, with all these beautiful colors, it's almost like a rainbow. If you only have colors right up to, I'd say here, up to the dark green, your blue and green, you are on the light version, my angel. So you will not be able to do quite a lot of the functionality I'm going to talk to about. I can't speak today, that I'm going to talk to you about today. Okay, I am going to handle something for all those of you that is on full win main. I'm going to show you how to actually import the physical bank statements. Now, some of the banks have changed their stuff, so if it's not working for you anymore, please just check and see or let us know so that we can double check that bank. The bank statements I'm referring to that I've worked on today was from FNB, and they absolutely worked like a charm. So the first thing you're going to do, I'm not going to log into my personal banking. I'm sorry, I love all of you, but I'm going to skip that portion. So I'm going to just quickly show you the files that you're going to need. I download two types of files. Where did I put that? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I closed the folder. I thought I was going to be super organized today, and clearly I'm not. Okay, this is what I did. Okay, so when you go into your banking login, all right, you will all have an option to download files. And normally for most of us that's on Win Main Lite, we will download the files in something called a CSV file, a Microsoft comma separated value file, which is this file here at the top. Okay, so if you're on Win Main Lite or you are on the well, definitely you are, and you capture your cashbook in the GL, you can still use this Microsoft CSV value to do it. And I'll show you next week when we actually do the GL, how we convert that file into a cashbook transaction, which we'll import in. So you don't have to go and capture them manually. But for today, as I said, I downloaded the CSV and I downloaded the Microsoft Money file. And it has a extension type at the end of a OFX. Now, if you're wondering what it looks like, I'll quickly open it for you. Try not to try and change anything in it. I'm just using this so that I can show you what it looks like. It's literally a whole lot of rows. It has your banking details at the top, the date that you downloaded the file, and then underneath it has every single transaction that you have on here. You can see there's some service fees, monthly accounting fees, those kind of things. Okay, and QuickTrav actually reads from this file. Okay, And yeah, you will see now, hopefully it's going to blow your mind. I don't have too big a data set on here, so forgive me if there's not millions of lines, but I thought I'll go through one statement and just show you what it looks like. So please, guys, when you download the file, both the CSV and the OFX, go put it somewhere where you're going to know where you're going to find it, because we're going to import it. Okay. Now, what I normally do is sometimes the OFX files is a bit weird, and I can't make head or tails of what it means, okay? And that is why I downloaded the CSV file. And down here, this is what the CSV file looks like. It has a business account, it gives you a balance, and then of course it just gives you all your transactions. So quickly you can kind of see what it is and what it's all about. Okay, I just keep that for reference on the side. So if something weird pops up on my statement when we import it, I can quickly go and try and figure out what it is. Okay, that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I'm not going to use it. It's reference purposes only. Now, when you guys up to now, and I'm hoping a lot of you won't be doing this from year with on, a lot of you have been going in and capturing your receipts and your payments and your cashbook items, and you've gone and you've done them manually in here and there and there. Okay, OFX is going to be awesome. This is what you're going to do, guys. To get your bank statements in here, and it doesn't mean it's just for recon purposes. I'm going to show you. It's physically going to write those entries for you. Okay. When you want to import it, you're going to go to utilities. You're going to go to external reconciliations, and you're going to go to something called bank recons, because that's exactly what we're going to do today, right? When you open it up and it's your very first time you're doing it, it's going to be blank like this. Don't go like, oh my gosh, what now? Don't stress about it. All you're going to do is you're going to go to new, and the system's going to say, thank you very much. Which bank account are we going to play with today? You're going to open it up and you're going to choose the bank that you want to work in. Mine is the Full Win main bank account. So I'm going to click on that. And then very important, change the date. If we are doing a recon, guys, I'm sorry, I made mine for November. Bear with me. It should actually have been October, but I just made it November, so bear with me. I'm going to say we are past November already because I really love Christmas. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay. What you're then going to do is you're going to give your statement balance on that bank statement you've got here. You're going to give that final closing balance on there. Why? It's not going to make anything if you leave it blank. It's just like a control so that you can see if you are balancing at the end of the day, right? Once you do that, the system then like, oh, thank you. All right. So that's my cash book. This worksheet has got nothing in it. What do I do now? Your first step that you're going to do is you're going to go down to something called import. Can you see it at the bottom? Click on import. Oh, okay, let me just quickly save it. It's quite cheeky, hey? Once you've saved it, it's going to say, okay, what must I import? Now, we are going to import the previous cashbook recon because we want to see if there was any differences. I normally start with that. So I say import. And the system's just going to say, listen here, this is the balances I had. Are you sure you're okay? You're just going to say, yeah, it's okay. I'm happy. Fine. Your next import, very important, guys. This is going to be your external files. Now, that external file, remember that OFX I just showed you now? It's got all those weird little lines. You're now physically going to import that OFX file. So we're going to go to external files. You're going to go look for the folder where you saved it. And that's why I said put it somewhere where you're going to know. I made a folder specifically calling OFX imports because Deirdre always forgets where she puts it unless she's specific. So I'm specific. If you're not specific, I promise I'll forgive you. That's not a problem. You're probably way brighter than I am. Simply click on scan. Now, because I saved my CSV file as well, the system's going to see it there. You have the option of moving it out of that folder or leaving it in here. All I'm going to do, and if you have more than one OFX file, because remember, you can download those per statement, per week, per month, or however you do. If you have more than one, when you click on import, you can then tell the system to import all of them. And you will see they do actually have date ranges, okay? I'm just going to say import the current one because there's only one. It's not going to break if you click import all. It will ignore your CSV files. Okay. Right here. So now it's got some color now. Now we've got green, we've got blue, we've got black. Okay. I'm not done right now because, as I said to you, I only have external files. What I also need to do is I need to go and import my internal files. Now, what is an internal file? We see internal files as anything that you've actually captured in the main module. Okay, any receipts, any payments, any cashbook entries, that is your internal files. Now, bear with me because I was in June and it was working great. And then I thought maybe somebody's going to ask me about payment worksheets. So I quickly had to run month ends and get myself into November. I don't have any internal transactions because, as I said 5 minutes ago, I did month end into November. You're still going to import, because you guys are good, you're not like me, you're still going to import the internal ledger transactions. Okay, because you want your own receipts, payments, and cashbook entries to be in here. And you can just say import. And you can see here, mine's angry. It says, listen, Yadira, you did absolutely nothing. You're pathetic. And I'm going to be like, sorry, but you follow my rule. Okay. Once you've done with your exporting of internal, external, and your previous cashbook balances, it's time for you to close. Now, as I said to you, here, everything in black is all the transactions that came through from that OFX file. And it does have weird references there. Look, it's got recon references and their references and all of that nonsense. Okay. From here, you need to decide what are you going to do. Now, a lot of you are going to think that, oh my word, there's a payment here from ABC for 55,000. 55,000 Rand. I better make a plan now. I'm going to have to go do a receipt. And then you guys are going to go there and you're going to click on receipt and you're going to type in the stuff. No, calm down. There's no need for you to do it. I'm going to show you a cheat, okay? If you want to capture any of these transactions, then we might as well just start at the top, okay? If you want to capture this service fee, this service fee is actually linked up there, so I'm going to leave that. If you want to capture this payment for the City Lodge Pinelands, all you're going to do is you're going to double click on it, okay? And now at this stage, it's like, what the hell is this? At the bottom, it shows you what's on your bank statement. At the top, you're going to decide how you're going to write it into the system. Now, there at the top, it says cashbook, and you're like, I'm not doing a cashbook entry. This is a creditor. I'm paying a creditor. Deirdre, you're smoking your socks. No. Remember, most of our little icons on all of our modules has got a hidden thing. So click on your little white page, and can you see what it did? The system automatically saw that this was a creditor, and it said to it, hello, thank you. Yes, you need to have a payment voucher to my land supplier called City Lodge Pinelands, and it completed all the information that it could. Now, I unfortunately don't have anything at the bottom, therefore I can't allocate at this stage, but I think you guys are getting the idea. All right, so this is my payment voucher. Guys, did I have to type anything in? No. Why would you if you can simply get the system to do it for you? All right. And the other nice thing is that it balances 100% back to that bank recon. Hey, so we'll do that. Let's go save. Next, let's go to the other one. I have a transfer to a credit card. Okay. What am I going to do with that? Is that a cashbook entry? Now, the system doesn't know what it is, and I'm going to show you where we set up these rules, okay? And it's in the invoicing module. But if the system finds something and it's like, what should I do with this? Okay, I'm not sure. Should it be a payment? Should it be a receipt? Should it be a cashbook entry? You just need to help it in the right direction, okay? Now, you'll agree with me, a transfer to a credit card is normally an internal transfer because it's out of the one account into the other account. So we'll make this a cashbook entry, right? I'm not going to go do a receipt and then a payment. I can just do a new cashbook entry. Open it up, select your entry type, and yeah, you can choose any one of these, whether it's a check or an in or an out. I normally play with in and outs because that's me. That's just the way I am. And of course, you will use your interbank account. It's normally a 900 account. If I don't have one, please forgive me, but I do. Okay, so all I'm saying, this is the clearing interbank. Now, keeping in mind, we're only playing with my FNB main account now. You can do this exact thing when you start capturing your credit card statement. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, pop me a chat, unmute yourself, whatever you want to call. Hey. All right, so we've got transfer to credit card, we've got the bank account. Guys, please don't go change debits to credits and credits to debits. The system knows based on what you've actually captured in here. Okay, because a lot of people are like, no, but shouldn't now be a debit, shouldn't now be a credit? I'm now totally confused. Don't worry about it. It reads it from the statement. It'll put it as a debit or a credit depending on what it should be. Okay. Right, can you see it's going green, green, green? Green is good. Green is saying, guys, you are clearing stuff off your bank recon. And I'll be like, I'm so happy. Okay, now I'm going to quickly, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump here to the bottom. Can you see I've got something that says Kindle Unlimited? Okay, now normally Kindle Unlimited, I know and you know it's books, okay? But I don't want everybody, and especially not my auditor, to see that it's Kindle Unlimited, okay? Yeah, maybe it should be a members loan account, that's cool. But maybe I don't like that description, because if I click on it now, it's going to want to write Kindle in there. Maybe I want to change the name. Maybe I want to say subscriptions, okay? There's a way and I'm going to show you where to do it now, where you, in the invoicing module, if you get a weird description and you know whatever it is should be something else, you can change the wording of it. Okay, so if you want to set up these kind of rules and statements, you're going to go into your invoicing module, go to setup, receipts and payments. And what you can do is you're going to do bank statement detail rules. We're going to talk about this okay as well now. So I'm sorry I'm jumping. Sandy, I'm quite sure you're still with me. So I'm just going to pretend you know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. To set up these rules where I've decided I don't want to see Kindle on my cashbook entry. It's fine if it prints it on the bank statement, but I don't want to see it on my cashbook entry. I want to change it. What you're going to do is you're going to come in here, you're going to start a new one. You'll choose the key. This is anything, as you know by now with Quick, we allow you anything. Very important, you're going to specify which bank it needs to look for the entry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go copy that entry. Okay, I would actually take the date out because I think you'll agree with me, the date's going to change every single month. So I'm going to take out the date, but I'm going to copy that $9.99 Kindle Unlimited in there. And I'm going to say, please replace, if you see this, with subscription. Okay, so it's really just saying if you see this, change the language into something else. It's actually written, believe it or not, for foreign languages. So if we wanted foreign languages, but we find it works very well with a cashbook rule. So here you can see I said, if you find my Kindle, please replace it with subscription. And I'm going to save. I'm going to go back into the main module because I want to show you how it's going to change the wording. Okay. You might want to use it, you might not want to use it. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to click my up arrow. Can you see I told you, yeah, we have cute pictures, but they actually mean stuff. You can just click your up arrow and it'll write a cashbook entry for you. Can you see there immediately it changed that description from Kindle into subscription? So cool, hey? And what did it take from you guys? One small little setting. And remember, it's now going to look at that Kindle thingy every month, and every single time you do this cashbook recon, or bank recon, I should say, every time you do that, it'll apply the rules for you. Okay. And here you can decide what it is again, transfer in, transfer out. Okay. Make sense? I'm going to assume it makes sense. Right. And we can save. As I go through my bank statement, everything becomes green. And guys, I'm not saying you should capture your bank statements you shouldn't, let me rephrase. I'm not saying you shouldn't capture your bank statements manually. By all means, you know, you've got a debtors department, you've got a creditors department, all of that kind of thing. But what I am trying to encourage you to do is use this payment worksheet, because as we go about with this, when we recon at the end of this, it's going to balance 100% to my bank statement, which is absolutely awesome. Okay, now let me quickly do this. I'm going to quickly do a manual receipt because I want to show you how to link it, okay? So let's pretend we didn't know that this 55,000 Rand can be done as a receipt, and your debtors girl went ahead and she was like, whatever, did it herself. ST11, line 25, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It was a direct deposit. Thank you. It was done to my FNB account, and it was for D1. I think it was 55,000 rands. Oh, okay, maybe it's not them. I think you guys get the idea. Guys, if you want me to show you allocations, pop me a chat and I'll show you how to allocate at the bottom. I will show you how to import allocations later as well. Okay, so there we go. Right, save. Save as banked. Now let's say you have been very busy doing all the cash book entries like we have done here, but you now know that Cookie in the debtors has gone and she's done some work. What can I do? Well, you don't have to save, but remember you can save often enough if you want to. Okay, I'm going to save it as open. Let's say at the end of the day, tomorrow morning, you're coming back in here. All right. The minute you see that, the system's going to say, listen, would you like us to import any cash book entries? Maybe did some entries. You can just say yes. And then very important, I want you, yeah, that's fine. No, don't run a difference report. I know what it's all about. I still want to continue on this particular statement. I'm not going to import my OFX file, but what am I going to do? I am going to tell the system, please just go check if anybody has done any other work for me. So how do we do that? Back into import, internal ledger transactions. You can import these by default. You don't have to. Right. Now, what are you seeing immediately? Can you see here that Cookie, who was in the debtors module, who did her debtors receipts? Can you see how my system now imported it? So if you are working on this bank recon worksheet, and you know other people are working on it as well, it's a very good practice for you to every now and then just go and import internal. I'm not talking about external, internal files as well. So you'll have some blue stuff, which you know was actually captured in the system. The green stuff is which we just did now. And of course, the black stuff is the stuff that's still on the bank statement. And the system is saying, but listen, yeah, you need to attend to them. Okay. Sandy, do you want me to continue, quickly finish this whole page? You can say yes or no.
You don't have to finish the whole page. I think that I've got the gist of it.
Okay.
I just wanted to. So it's only importing the OFX files. Do you know if Nedbank and Absa and them, if they export into OFX?
Yes. Now I can't find my book. Where's my book? Because I made notes, and now of course Deirdre has put it away. Where did you put it, Deirdre? Oh, here it is. Give me a second. I made notes.
Somewhere safe.
Yeah, it was in my drawer. I moved it this morning. Okay, Standard is cool, Absa is cool, FNB is cool, Nedbank, we're not sure because Nedbank changed some stuff. So if you are willing to be my guinea pig, I'd really, really appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Cool. So yeah, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to give it a shot with my guys and see, see what happens, and then I'll probably end up giving you a call because I would have missed one time.
Okay, so you get the gist of how to add them automatically in. So I'm going to move over to reconning now. So what happens if we now have to recon? We see the entry in the system and we see the entry on the bank, and they should actually be marrying each other. Do you agree with me? Now, to get them married, what you're going to do is you're going to press your space and your space again. I like multi-select with my spaces. I know my colleagues, for some reason, they like to go and right-click and go select. I'm a lazy person. I'm like space, space. If I want to reconcile them, I can simply, oopsie, have I got 3 now? No, I've got 2. Okay, I can simply then go down and say to the system, reconcile. Okay, when I reconcile, they'll be married into one entry. Don't know if you can see that, but that entry has gone green. So it's basically tied the 2 of them together. Same story with my 55,000. Where is it now? Why is it got there? Okay. Did I do 2? I feel like I'm confused now. Is it this okay? Yeah, this is my receipt followed by my bank entry. Okay, but your reconciling basically works as follows. So it will contra the transactions that match up for you. And as you go about, you will notice that your balances in year will change. Once you've done the entire page, if you are left with problem children, you'll either find that you've done too many receipts maybe in the main module, or they haven't cleared and they've not appeared on the bank statement. So they will become your reconcilable items, and they will appear on your recon as they should. It's pretty much the same as my $70 that came in from last month. I don't know if you can recall at the very beginning of this session. Okay.
Is it the receipts that will import, or only banked receipts? So basically deposits.
Basically, only things that's on your deposits here. You can see here there's the deposit.
Okay, so if the receipt hasn't been banked, it's not going to pop up.
Quite right, yes.
Okay, cool.
Quite right. Okay.
Cool. I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. Yeah.
Give it a shot. If you want, do you want me to share a document with you?
Yeah, that'll be great.
No problem. Let me just find it.
This is completely different. When I did it too, many years ago, we were putting it in our own format. We were taking CSVs and then putting it in like you would for a journal import, like in the GL, right? We were changing the stuff around to try and get it and import it like that, but it was much harder than this. This is like easy.
Look, guys, I'm a huge fan, because I actually tell you, even if you've not captured anything in your main module like I have for the month, simply come in here, double click on it, and tell the system to write a cashbook entry for you. Okay, if you want to do your split, you can do your split. This is basically guaranteeing you that you are capturing everything to the right side, because some people get confused on debits and credits and cash books, and why is it a credit on bank but a debit on the expense? I get it. Some people do. We all have our weaknesses. If you use this will always be 100% accurate to your bank statement, and it just makes it a breeze to capture those kind of entries. I'm just looking quickly for my bank recon, because I've got bank payments, I've got everything. I have got a recon. I must just find it.
Once you've done a month, so let's say you do the whole of October, right? And I mean, we've always got the same sort of stuff that goes through. So we've got Sundown that we pay every month, and we've got the monthly account fee that we pay every month. Can we set up rules that it will go and auto do them? Oh.
Good question. Very good question. And this is where it says automatic cash book rules. Can you see them?
Yes.
Remember the City Lodge Pinelands did itself as a payment?
Oh, yeah.
So here's one for auto rule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you this. So let's say I want this monthly accounting fee. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it in. You can specify the date and the actual amount if you want to. Okay, if it's the same amount, you can put that in there. Then you can say, okay, I do want to capture it into my cash book. You can decide as what, whether it's a bank charge or whatever, your account that you want to specify. You can even go as far as saying, okay, I want to have input VAT on there, whatever the case might be. And the system will literally, let's go see if it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Back into main. I'm sorry if I'm jumping too much, guys, but I think you guys are with me still. Okay, so now this I want to do, all I'm going to do, there it is. Okay, it will literally, if you, play with it. I'm trying to find that document, Sandy. I'm not finding it right now on my computer.
Cool. Take your time. You've got my email.
Yeah,
Or
or
I can
just
copy you.
pop me a reminder email, because for some reason I've got bank payment batches for you where you can automatically set it up so that you can do payments to the bank. So it creates that file for you, and it's got worksheets and everything. But yeah, now my bank Recon is not, yeah, I don't know what the hell I've done with it. I broke it. So pop me a mail and I'll send it to you. If there's anybody else wanting it, just send it
Why
through
don't
to me.
I have your email address? It's Deirdre.
Oh, my.
I should have it stored. It doesn't have DEI. DIE.
Guys,
Wow.
in case nobody knows who I am, my name is Deirdre again. I've just sent you my email address, so pop me a
It's
mail.
impossible.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Cool. That's
Right.
great. That's going to be very much fun.
Is everybody okay with this bank recon worksheet? Or do you really want me to finish every single line? I can, but I know we already are like, it's at 10 o'clock. So I'm like, maybe I've spent too much time on this, but I think you guys got the gist of it. Okay.
Awesome. That's brilliant. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Keep in mind that you, okay, you can update your cashbook recon here at the bottom. Okay. Edwin says he's okay. Thanks, Edwin. All right. So this is your bank recon thingy. Other specific requests that I had, and I don't know if the person is here, but somebody said to me, what about a payment worksheet? Does anybody know about the payment worksheet? Where if you are a creditor's clerk and you want to create payments for all those draft stuff that's in your payments thingy, guys, obviously you have many more than I have, but for all the draft payments, maybe you want to group them together, like your City Lodge, you want to pay one payment at the end of the month instead of doing 5 million different ones. We also have something called a payments worksheet, where if I'm the creditor and the account is assigned to me, that I can go in and tell the system that I want to do payments. So this is what it looks like. And it basically brings up every single hotel and the unpaid invoices for you. So you can decide whether or not you want to pay them. Don't know. Does anybody have a need for this? Do I need to explain this quickly?
Holy crap. How did I not know that this existed? Like, I thought you'd already blown my mind a little bit this morning, but this is, okay. Ooh. You have to explain it for me, please.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to be, this is a cool one. I've got a payment worksheet. This one, Sandy, I can share with you immediately. It needs some setup, guys. So I know it's cool, but it needs some, well, no, not that one. Sorry, Deirdre. Press the copy button, copy link. Yeah. There we go. Try and see if you can open it, Sandy, just so that I know what's happening. Guys, this payment worksheet is awesome. If you have various creditors accounts and you need to assign them, but it needs some setup from you. So whilst you're getting excited, Sandy, there's some work to do. For you to see the creditors that was unfortunately assigned to you, okay, you need to go in your invoicing module and you need to go into that particular creditor's account. Try not to do this is land. Okay, let me move this. Sorry, I see my participant screen is popping in here. Let's say I want to be assigned the Avis account. It is very important that I become the consultant on here, because that consultant code will determine whether or not I can see this particular creditor on that payment worksheet. And this is where the hard work comes in, because if you are responsible for every single principal and you want to use this payment worksheet, you're going to have to come and put your name in here on every single principal. I'm sorry, my angels. I know I wish there was another way. Unfortunately, there isn't. So if it's quiet, maybe do 5 a day, and then hopefully in 2 months' time, you'll have all the accounts linked to what you hopefully have. Okay, and you can see it's quickly go put in your code and just save. Oh, and now it needs groups because Deirdre has everything and a kitchen sink activated just for, oh, and Galileo. Oh, I'm so awesome. I have lots of things on that you guys probably don't have. So sorry about that. Okay, so let me show you again from the start. Once you've gone into those accounts that you know you want to do a payment worksheet for, maybe you know it's like your Avis's where you want to quickly do your Avis remittances. I think it's for the big ones. your car hire companies, those ones that you know you've got millions of stuff on, you're going to come into the main module. You're going to go to something called payments worksheet. Okay, I just want to actually stop this. Now it's blank. Now it looks like nothing. You're going to go look for your name. And if you don't know who you are, which I really do, you ask your colleague and she'll tell you. And then you tell the system to please update. Why? Because you want it to update right up to this very instance. Okay, and you can have a choice now of doing airs, CODs, month ends, whatever. Okay, you can have all of these or none of these. Play with your settings and see what it does. I'm going to have every single thing on here just so that I can show you. Right, system is open. So now let's say I want to do a payment to the morning side. Okay, I can highlight it and I can tell the system to pay. This is one way. So I'm going to give you different options. This Oki will give it to me based on my aging. Okay, so if I want to pay everything for 180 days, I'm simply going to click that and I'm going to say save. And the system's going to be like, listen, are you sure you want to do it? Do you want me to continue? Are you happy with this? Or you can just say yes. Okay. And it's basically going to say, I will not ask you about this again because I will now create a payment. And you can see there, immediately what it does is it's going to take all the balance payables and it's going to throw it for you into the pay now option. Okay, so it's going to say it's going to pay the total for you, which is 7846. If you then want to do a payment voucher, you're going to click there and you can tell the system that you want to process those payment vouchers for it based on what you have flagged in here. Okay, that's one way. Let's say, and we always have these pain in the butts, we want to pay them, but we don't want to pay them all the invoices. Maybe there's a discrepancy on a particular invoice. What happens if I only want to pay one invoice? Now, what you can do is you can drag, you can hold your mouse in, and can you see how it turns into a little finger? You can drag and decide what it is you want to pay. Okay? And as you say what you want to pay, the system's going to be like, okay, I'm happy. This is how much I want to pay. This is how much my balance is going to be at the very end of it. Once I'm done, I can then go ahead and, just say pay and save. Okay. It will then, I think you're getting the idea. I don't want to go into too much details because it's either dragging or dropping or double clicking if you only want to pay one particular one or two or three or four. So dragging, dropping, or simply click on pay and select which periods you want. You can also do another way. Let me just clear payments. Yes. If you, I didn't clear, I thought I cleared all of them. Oh, because I don't have multi-select on. Try again. There we go. You can also, like I said to you earlier on, you can use your multi-select. So you press your space bar to make them blue. Alternatively, if you don't like space bars and you don't like your sound on your keyboard because it sounds like you're smashing it, you can also use your pay in here or your select. Guys, remember right-clicking buttons is very, very good. Okay. Yeah. And this is basically how you create those stuff. So if you want to create, let me just go and say everything because, wait, let me select all and I say pay and I say everything. I say save. I can now go ahead and say, please do me a process me a payment voucher. Okay. And you will go, if you go in here, you will find there's your total payment for the City Lodge and it'll get rid of those transactions. In other words, it's allocated them for you if you open it up. Okay. Do you like it? Don't you? Do you think it's going to be awesome? I think it's awesome. I can't believe we haven't shown you this before. Any questions about your payments vouchers before I go on to the nice stuff, which we want to do every single day, like journals and receipts and those kind of things? Oops, I've been naughty. Did you see I didn't allocate my bank here? Naughty, naughty, disc. Okay. Guys, do you think there's a use for it? I think for some of you, I'm not sure if it's going to be for everybody, but maybe.
I quite like it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I
give
like
that a
it too.
shot as well. Yeah.
Especially for your Avises and all of those, because you know
Yeah,
what?
exactly. That's what I was thinking, like Avis's and City Lodge, the big ones, you
Yeah.
know.
The small ones where you're only paying 1 or 2 invoices,
Yeah,
guys,
no,
maybe it's not
bugger that.
worth it. But for your big ones, like your 50 or 100 lines or 200 lines, those you do want to do that kind of thing. So play with that. Okay.
Awesome.
And then the other thing I want to quickly show you is that we have something called bank payment batches. Now, what this bank payment batch does is it allows you to go and import these batches. I don't like this feature. I'll share it with you. I'm not going to even, it sounds dreadful now, but I'm not going to even show you how to do it, because I'm not going to go and pretend to tell FNB that I want to pay some money. I think I'll die if they start paying hotels and all of that nonsense that I don't owe any money. But there is a bank payment batch. So let me share it with you. Bank payments, copy my link. If you guys find a use for this bank payment batches, let me know. You can, as I say, create these payment batches and you can upload them into FNB, and it'll basically create the sign-off, you know, that you have on your big corporate systems. I don't know if I'll use it. I'm not saying I don't trust it, but I'm one of those weird people. I want to see what I do. And of course, if it needs to be signed off, then yeah. There's bank payment batches. Okay. Anybody have anything like this that you want me to discuss? I'm not going to talk about external recons for your creditors and your general ledgers. They work exactly the same as the bank recons, okay? It works on the same basis where you'll import the external recon in here, and you'll still do that allocations and tying up stuff, okay? So I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to move over. Sandy, are you okay? Can I move over to some of the other questions?
I'm good. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much. That's brilliant.
Okay. If you feel you need to excuse yourself, I know you know QuickTrav inside and out. If you do need to go, it's quite okay. All right.
Cool. But thank you. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it.
Big pleasure. That's what I'm here for. I just want to see who else asked for what. Glenda, you asked for some tips and tricks. Am I right? Your tips and tricks will happen, I'm just looking quickly, on Thursday. We'll have lots of tips and tricks for you, my angel. If you don't get any now, I promise you there will be tips and tricks on Thursday. Okay, Sandiswe is not here. Sandiswe asked how to do a journal. I'm assuming journal imports. Aniki, hi, Aniki, I see you here. Aniki says, how do I search for amounts? Aniki, this is such a cool feature, okay? Can you, and I hope you can see, there's a little, I don't know if it's a yellow coin or what it was supposed to be, this icon, but I'm going to say it's a yellow coin, okay? It just looks like a gold coin to me. If you click here or you hold your mouse long enough, it says to you, I want to find all entries matching a specified amount. So if you click on it, if I'm looking for amount, 55,000, because I can just remember it from now, forgive me. I can, okay, it's just quickly gone and said, I found everything for you. It's like a dog that wants to please the master. It's given me every single entry ever for the amount of 55,000 Rand. If I wanted to limit it down, I could use limits, so I can specify dates, okay? Or if I'm only looking maybe for a debtor or a creditor or a general, as I tick and untick these okies, okay? As I tick and untick these entries, the system will go and look for the stuff that I asked it to look for, only in the settings I have. Okay, if I keep everything there, when I search, it will show me I've got entries in my bank, I've got entries as receipts, and of course, if you had journals or any of the others, you would see them in there. I just want to look for an amount quickly, in case you're wondering why Deidre is playing around. I just want to look for something a bit easier that looks like weird, or that we might have. Oh, 1,500 we got gazillions of. Aniki, let's try this on 1,500 and see what the system does. Okay, so I'm saying I want to see it for debtors, creditors, general ledger, everything. Guys, bear in mind, if you are on the light version, you will still have all these buttons here at the top. The only things you won't have is this little block here. Can you see this yellow through to orange to red. You guys won't have that, but you will still be able to have all the other functionality, such as searching for stuff, ledger entries, search, those kind of things. So all those stuff is here on the right-hand side is for all Winman Light and full. Okay. So Aniki, let's do this for 1,500, and there you go. Tons of stuff. It has invoices, it has credit notes, it has everything else. So if you are not wanting to see anything pertaining to creditors and you only want to see, as I say, ticky, unticky, get rid of the stuff and the system will actually then limit the views for you. Okay. And if you want to see more, it's a pleasure. And if you want to see what was on that particular invoice, instead of you having to write it down, I don't know if you saw that, but instead of you having to write down, you can double click and it'll give you a view of what is exactly on that invoice. The client's details, order numbers, the ticket numbers, service fees, all of that, so that you can see what this is actually part of. Okay. And that is how you search. That's the quickest way for searching for amounts. You can go do other ways as well, but I mean, that's long-winded. Okay. So that is basically how you will do that. Right. What else can I show you? Guys, please tell me you know that you can import your journals. So if you have journals that you need to do, maybe your audit adjustments and all of those kind of things, please tell me you know that you can import those journals in here as opposed to you typing up those journals if you want to. It doesn't have to be audit journals. It can be any kind of journal. Would you like me to show you? I'm going to show you what the file looks like. Okay, so even if you say no, sorry for you, I'm still showing you. This is a typical debtors take on balance. Now you're going to be like, debtor, I never do take ons. Okay, I hear you. However, it's showing you just how to do a journal. Okay. When you create a journal, no matter whether it's for debtors or ledgers or debtors, general ledger accounts or ledgers or anything of that case, the system will allow you to import the journal, but you need some stuff. Okay. And if you're wondering where I'm getting all of this nonsense, let me make my screen a little bit bigger. There's my main and there's my journal. No, Deirdre didn't want that. Deirdre did not want that. Where's my main module now? Sorry, there we go. Okay, this is what the journal looks like. To create a journal, where you, if you want to know where to find the help file for it, I should rather say, you're going to put in your message, debtors, adjustments, if I can spell. Then you're going to go to a button called import. So the system is firstly going to say to you, listen here, where can I find this damn thing? You're going to say, I don't care. We're not going to do anything. I just want to get the help file so that I know how to create these things. And if you click on help, it says to you, step 1, start with that table. Can you see it's here? So you start with the table right in A1. It then says your second step that you need to do is you need to have a header row, giving me column headers. Now, what is a column header? It's basically giving you a quick description of what that column will contain. And you will see here, I've got period, so that's self-explanatory. It has day. It has ACC type. Now, I'm like, ACC, what the hell? It's your account type. We just don't want to make the words long. So ACC is your account type, your account code, a reference. We always want a reference, details, as well as the amount. Now, this is the bare minimum that you need to have as headings that will contain information underneath it. Okay. We also allow you other stuff here. So if you have VAT, we allow you to put in a VAT code. So you'll have another column here that says VAT. You'll have another column here, aging. So maybe you want to age it 0 through to 180 days, anything from 1 to 8 or whatever the case might be. You can also do aging in here. Okay, so you've got your header. Then underneath it says to you, number 3, you now need to give me data. Now, when it says data, it literally means what is it you want me to write for you? And you can see I've written quite a few lines here for you. I've got some D for debtor accounts, followed by the account number, and some amounts. I've got some leisure accounts, and here I also have a GL account, my 999. Okay, you can take that if it's a creditor and you're not on full WinMain and you're actually on full light. If that is a creditor, you can go and put in 800 BS1 or BSP or WinMain or whatever the case might be. Okay. Now, once you've done that, it says your fourth thing the system needs. It needs you to tell it to stop. This end table data tag, where it has that little cute little squiggly slash table bracket again. If you put that on, the system will then stop looking at that point, because if you don't put it there, the system's going to run into a loop and it'll literally look at all your journal entries forever and ever and ever. Okay, so you need to tell it that you want to stop. Okay, now let me go and save this so that I know where we can find it. Save as, browse, where's my desktop? I'll just write on my desktop. Right, now once you've created this journal, okay, if you want to get it into the system, I'm going to go back. In your journal, you need to give it a header, but to import it now, you're going to go to import, and you're going to go look for it. And remember, it was on my desktop. So I'm going to double click, find it. There's my file, but now it's like, what's it doing? It's blank. You need to tell it to read. Okay, if it can read, it'll go through all those lines that you have done here on the back, and it'll say, oh, I found the stuff. What would you like me to do? Now, we do actually want it to write because we don't want to write these entries. Tell the system to write. As soon as it's done, it'll tell you the number of lines, and there's your journal. Quick and easy. You didn't have to do anything. If you want to put in a password, I don't know if you know, but that's Access Security. Will allow you to put in a password so that nobody else can read it. This is particularly handy if you want to do maybe sensitive stuff, salaries or something like that. And we're not, yeah. If depending, of course, if you've got WinMain full or light. Okay, but I think you get the idea. Right, once you're done, click on Save. And there's your journal, done. All right. Another request somebody said to me is interest journals. Do you ever need to charge people interest on their overdue accounts? Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to open up, tell the system the details. Simply say interest charge on overdue accounts. If you want to call that something else, you can. Here at the bottom, there's a beautiful button called interest. If you knew about this, I'm sorry I'm boring you, but I'm going to show you. And in here, you can go and decide whether you want to charge debtors or leisures or both accounts. If you leave it blank, I will charge interest for debtors and leisures. Okay. If you only want to apply it to your debtors clients, because your leisures shouldn't have any interest, then of course you can just go and specify it. Okay. In the same breath, in your from and to account, you can also decide whether you want to specify only one particular debtor or all of them. So I'm going to leave mine blank because I want the system to charge it on all my debtors accounts. Then, very important, here where it says apply to balances, you now need to decide how bad are you going to be. Okay, and I'm not saying bad, but like in, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Do you want to apply it over credit terms? Guys, when we talk about credit terms, it's actually a setting that you've activated in the invoicing module where you've gone and put in the credit limit for every single client. Okay, so credit terms will only work if you have it on an invoicing. Otherwise, what you will need to do is you can decide whether you want to do 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, however old you want to go back. And you can see here, I can go back to any transactions that's older than May 2020. So let's say I want to look at things that's older than 6 months. So it'll ignore anything from 1 to 5 months because I'm going to say it's okay. All right, so let's do 6 months. It then will ask us what interest rate do we want to charge on this particular journal. Now you can either go and look at the CPI at this point in time if you want to do that, or if you want to charge your own interest rate. Maybe you've signed an agreement with them to say that, listen, yeah, I'm going to charge you 5% per annum. Whatever the case might be, you can just put in the percentage. Whoops, 58. Yeah, this is Zimbabwe, guys. Okay, let's just say 5%. And then you have the option of saying, listen here, if the account has got interest accrued up to 10 Rand, don't even charge a journal for 10 Rand. I only want to charge 100 Rand and up. You can go and specify this in here. At the description, by default, it will say interest. If you want to put in the penalty on late payment or something like that, you can change it. I'm going to leave it as that. And here I'm going to go and look for what I'm going to charge. Now, ideally, I see I've been a very naughty girl. I did not create a commission type for interest charged. So if you want me to, I can go and create it quickly. And if you're wondering where, it is a commission type. And you can see here, I haven't created one. So I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to say to interest on overdue accounts. Whoops. Category, service fee. Bye-bye, Aniki. Have a good one, my darling. And you can do it as a general charge. Oh, a service fee. It could probably be a service fee as well, but you'll just specify it into your income account. I think you guys are getting the idea, yeah? Should there be VAT on service fees, guys? Let's do a quick check and see if you know your VAT. Yeah or nay? What do you think? All vote for VAT, all vote for against VAT. You guys are quiet. Are you sleeping? Please tell me you're not sleeping. Thanks. Ah, Glenda, you're cool. Thanks, Glenda. 20 points credit to you, my lady. Okay, because you know. She's awake, this girl, hey? I like her. I like her a lot. Now, let's see if we have interest. We have interest paid. Okay, guys, we should have another GL account in here. I don't. I'm going to just for now, if you don't mind, just do it like that. Don't do as I do as I say, okay? Right. So if we run it, it's basically going to run it for you. I don't know if you saw 13 lines at the back. It's going to say I've charged interest at 5% on only 30 of the 336 accounts, 12 with debtors with 6 months and older. And you can just say that's fine because that's the description it's going to put it in. If you don't like that description, you can change it and just say no. All right, and here is your actual entries for interest. You can see there your accounts, account names, everything. Okay, quite cool, hey? So now you write this journal entry and your client comes and they're like, I don't want to pay interest. Why are you making, you are the worst. You know, you guys, you just sit there and do nothing every day. Okay, what happens if you need to reverse a journal for interest? And I'm sure you all know this. All you're going to do is you're going to go into your journal register. You're going to highlight it. You're going to go copy. That is your copy button. And you'll see if you hover long enough, it will tell you what it is. You're going to go paste. And at the bottom, reverse via a new journal. And it will actually reverse that whole transaction for you. Okay, and you can say, okay, fine, just pay me. Really. I mean, I still want Platinum Minds to pay me. Look at all that. But yeah, that's another story. Okay. That is how you do journals, importing them, interest journals, and how to reverse any journal that you made that you shouldn't have done. Okay, so that's that. What else do I have? Do you ever have a client who pays you a heck of a lot of money and then send you remittance advice and it's quite big and you have to allocate? Do you ever have something like that? If you do, I'm going to show you, I have a, where's my example? There we go, debtors allocation voucher. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can do it. Here, I have a payment from my debtor called Quick Software. They have paid me 341,000 Rand and they've paid me quite a few invoices. Now, these kind of things, when it's only 29 things, it's quite easy for you to go and allocate. I'm referring to all of you who maybe has some government departments, and this little list is not just 29 lines, it's probably 290 lines. The debtors allocation voucher then can be imported, believe it or not, into QuickDrive, so you don't have to go through that tedious task of allocating all the stuff manually. Now what happens is you'll basically create or get this remittance advice, and they need to send it to you in Excel, guys, for the specific reason we need to manipulate it in the Excel thing. So all you're going to do is you're going to go to import file, or not import. I basically copied the sheet into another folder, and again, you can see I've got weird stuff in here, and let me show you what it does. Where's my main module so that you can get a new just for it? So you'll go into new debtors allocation voucher, choose the debtors account, and then you'll see again there's this little import button. So let me go like this and drag it like this so that we can show each other. Okay. It works on the same basis as creating an actual journal. So when you go into import, it will also tell you that it wants that table. So we have the table, and it will tell you that it needs the headers, your SRC, which is your source. In other words, where am I going to go look for this document? What document type is it? Is it an invoice? Is it a journal? Is it a receipt? Is it a credit note? Whatever it is. And I can give you, if you guys pop me a mail, if you want to see this, pop me a mail and I'll give you different source types. We then have your reference number, and the reference number is normally the invoice number or the document number. And you can see here on my spreadsheet, my source are mainly invoices. There's one receipt, the invoice numbers, as well as the receipt number. And then, of course, this entry was the amount that I'm trying to do. We also have dates, so you can go and put in those dates as well of when the actual transactions transpired. Okay, if you're wondering what all these other gobbledygook stuff is, that was just me taking the stuff from the client's Excel spreadsheet and converting it into the little folders that I wanted it to be. So I copied the date in here, the invoice, the reference. These stuffies here are just the leftover stuffies here. Okay, so once you've done and you want to import it, let me save it again on my desktop. Sorry about this. If I want to import it, back into my allocation voucher, right now it is empty and you can see nothing is allocated. But if I want to import it, I simply click on import, find it where I saved it, tell the system to read, and tell the system to write. And my system is angry about what it is. Double click on the highlight. Oh, can you see it's cheeky with me? Okay, I'm going to cry now. Can I? Oh, guys, sorry. I've been very naughty. It can't write it because I've already done this on a previous session. So if you joined me in May or September, I can't remember which month, I've already done this. Trust me. If you have this Oki, it will actually import. Let me go check and see if I can find it, then I'll show you. I wasn't lying. Debtors, D1. Oh, where is it? I can't find it for the life. Oh, it's on my other data set. Sorry, you're going to have to take my word for this. Sorry. I'm very, very, very sorry. Okay, so we can do journals and we can do debtors allocation vouchers. For those of you that's still left, please tell me what you would like me to show you in One May in Full so that I can be specific, because I don't want to go through everything. I see I've already been an hour and I'm taking up your time. So is there something specific you'd like to know that you'd like me to cover for you? Quickly show you? Anything? Nothing? If you're going to not answer me, then I'm going to assume we're done for now. And then I'll see you all again Tomorrow's Thursday. Good grief, can you believe it? Tomorrow morning at 9:30, we're going to do tips and tricks. And I can show you tips and tricks now, but then most of you won't see me tomorrow. And then poor Namandi is going to cry because she's going to feel all left out. She's going to feel like I felt last week Thursday when nobody pitched. I was very, very, very sad. I was like, nobody loves me, but you guys are here now. Never mind. All right. Tomorrow we'll show you some cool tips and tricks. We'll talk about monitor account, how you should use your log, those kind of things. So tomorrow we'll do that. Delia, yeah, guys, if you need anything and you're like, oh my word, how do I do this? This was a lot of stuff. Pop me a mail and say, how do I do this? And I can show you. Alternatively, if I can't do it on an email, I can quickly make a YouTube video, upload it and say, go check it out. Or I can do a Zoom session, record the Zoom session, then send you the link, something like that. So if it's something that you want to see, let me know. I can gladly do that. But tomorrow, as I say, we'll be playing with tips and tricks and how you get nice stuff out of the main module, how you manipulate it, how you get it into Excel, how you take it from here to there to there. Numandi might be doing what I just did now with your journals and those kind of stuff as well. So, yeah. Okay. Have yourselves a lovely Wednesday. Do take care. Thanks for joining. And thanks for hanging around. I appreciate it. I do feel very loved right now. And then I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, Sam. Bye, Delia. Bye, Edwin, Glenda, and Lucky. Until next time. Cheerio.